Okay, so the script here says Trevin is supposed to say moaning. Moaning.
Mine just says applause. Is this normal? Am I supposed to? Shit, we should maybe read these scripts. Did you even get a script, narrator?
Mine just says lie still and don't breathe.
Oh, I think that's a
okay.
simulation for death, but I'm not certain on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, have fun just being dead, I guess.
Hello, welcome to Technicolor Trainwreck. Today's topic is zombies. We're going to talk about the Resident Evil franchise as a whole.
Yay.
Oh, yes.
Movies, games, all of it. The train wreck.
So I will go ahead and say I don't know anything about the series. I've maybe watched our good friend Drevin play a fraction of it, and I've probably seen Narrator play even smaller of a fraction. I grew up with Silent Hill, so when we do the Silent Hill episode, I will be all over that like White on Rice, boys. But until then, have at it.
I have played a lot of these. I've watched Drevin play a lot of these. I have infuriated Narrator by making him play these.
Wow. Yes. Do you want to introduce who we are?
That's what I was gonna start with the introductions. Hello, I am Tythis. I am, I guess, the host today. What the fuck? Who let this happen?
I don't know. The Goblin, and he's not here, so I don't have any need to take over as the host today. So I'll go ahead and say that I am Fish, though. You can call me Fish, or don't. I don't care. I'm telling you, I respond to local dumbass. It's cool. So whatever you guys want. Anyway.
And I am the narrator. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise, but I did not play a game from the Resident Evil franchise until about 2005 or 6.
Yeah.
So I missed out on all the fun.
I missed out on all of it. So.
See, I didn't start beating the games until around then. I remember growing up with them and being around them and them scaring me shitless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't until I was older I was like, okay, I'm going to play through these, and I realized I like horror games. I think I like horror games. I'm pretty sure I like horror games. I know that people like watching me play horror games, and try and make me shit my own pants.
So I have to start here because we are dealing with quite a lucrative media franchise, if I'm being honest with you boys. So I'm going to go ahead and say we might want to break this up into movies and games separately, because quite honestly, that's a lot to cover in 30 plus minutes.
Don't forget novels.
Oh my god.
Oh god, and the novels.
You can't pay me enough to read, buddy. God, no thanks. Anyway, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Most of my knowledge is going to be the games, honestly. I have spent more time researching the Resident Evil timeline than I care to admit. If I put even a fraction of the effort that I put into, in all the fucking Resident Evil videos that I have watched and lore, into schoolwork, I would have been a straight A student.
A brain age student. I don't know. I'm sorry. I tried to say straight A student and then then also a brain surgeon, and it came out as brain age cert. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Well, actually, you know what's funny is that we're coming at this from a very unique perspective because, Fish, you are you don't have very much knowledge at all of the franchise. I have limited knowledge, and then Trevin
has all of it.
Tythis has all of it.
He's the 1%. He's got all of it.
We're literally
oh god,
we're beginner, normal, and suicide kill mode of the games.
So I just realized something. I sat here and thought about it for a second, and I have played a Resident Evil game. I played 5, and I didn't like it.
No. Probably one of the worst. Okay. I'm gonna start off with this. 5 is not as bad as everyone puts it.
It was goofy.
Agreed.
As a couch co-op, it is probably one of the best couch co-ops out there. As a game, it's problematic.
Yeah, it's something, dude. Nothing like running around just some third world country just killing people because they got the worm or whatever. I actually don't remember very much of it.
That's pretty fucking spot on.
Hell yeah. I'm glad it wasn't one fever dream after another.
And Sheva's
That game was a fever dream.
and to be honest, like just from a technical standpoint, the Sheva's AI.
Oh my
sucks.
god, dude. Holy shit. Okay, yes. There are memes.
I would almost prefer the dog meat AI over
Oh my
Sheva
god,
AI.
dog meat who just runs through laser trip mines. Trip mines? Yeah, that's a sentence. And then just blows up. Yeah. But
Yeah, the amount of times I've been murdered by dog meat.
yeah, Jesus Christ. But anyway, yes, go on. Tell us more about the franchise, buddy.
It like stems if you look at the main story, it stems all the way back to the early 1900s of when the story really begins.
Okay, please tell me more. I need to know.
That is actually touched in Resident Evil Village, which shout out to that game being the best game of 2021 that I have.
Oh my god, he only fucking rates that because he got
Ooh.
the touch fucking giant ghost titties.
Hey, vampire.
that is-
Vampire.
I mean-
Sorry, ghoul titties.
Vampire,
Okay, better?
yeah.
Better? Ghoul titties? I don't know what she is. Okay.
Dummy mommy. But no, when it comes to games that I played this year, it was the best that I played, and it also, when it comes to a Resident Evil, was just fun. It was very reminiscent of 4, which almost everyone will agree is the best Resident Evil.
Oh, you
game
mean the
of
one with
entire
everybody's
Absolutely.
love? The one that everybody simps for? Oh, Leon? Wait,
Yes.
Leon's in 4, right?
Yep.
I don't know these things. I'm just making this
Yep.
shit up, dude. Anyway.
He's also not the only. He's not the only super attractive person in that game. Never forget that the merchant is there.
the merchant.
The Merchant. Oh, that was your
shit.
breakout
It was
role,
my
wasn't it,
breakout
narrator?
role.
Wait, hold on.
Welcome.
I was going to say, is that the guy who says, "What are you buying?" Is that the one?
What are you buying?
Oh my god.
What are you selling?
Yo, okay, so we traded.
Buy it at a high price.
So we traded Goblin Boy who loves Dune for 2 actual goblins. Wow. 2 merchant goblins.
Oh man,
I'm in danger. Okay, so getting back.
yeah.
Oh,
We'll
fucking
sell you
Christ.
for a corn chip.
That's the highest value anybody's ever given for me. Most people just say get rid of him. I don't want to see him anymore. But hey, at least you're charging. At least you're charging. This is off topic. Come on. So tell me more. Tell me more about the franchise. Tell me about the franchise.
The franchise, the first game came out, I believe, in '96 on PlayStation 1. That would be Resident Evil 1, which our good friend Narrator has played recently. The remake, of course. The controls of that franchise are tanky as fuck, and camera angles are god awful.
I have to. I'm sorry. I just have to interject by saying Silent Hill is the exact same way. I'm tired of playing video games where you handle shit like a shopping cart. That shit drives me up the wall. I cannot stand it. But hey, it makes it scarier, I guess.
It's good to know that games have progressed so far that the controls no longer handle like shopping carts, unless you're playing Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh my
and
god!
driving.
Ooh, that's not. We'll save that one for the Cyberpunk episode. Yeah, go ahead.
But no, it started with the mansion. The mansion that is like the Spencer estate that it really set everything off in the Midwest American city of Raccoon City. That totally real city.
Yeah, located in normal state in the middle of the Midwest. It doesn't matter. Don't look too close at it. It might be Ohio.
Yeah.
But it might not be. It's probably Ohio.
The name Raccoon City really has the city of Townsville vibes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, 100%.
I didn't even realize that till just now. The place is called Townsville, as in we have put minimal effort into naming this place.
Absolutely.
They
But
only
anyway.
put a little bit more effort in naming this place.
Oh fuck. Anyway, tell me more.
And then the franchise went to Resident Evil 2, where they expanded it to more than just one character and made essentially 2 games in one, which honestly, Resident Evil 2 is my personal favorite of the franchise, and when they did that remake a couple years back, that remake was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, dude. We got to watch Alex play that.
Yeah, that was some good shit. That boy, if you want somebody who has extreme knowledge of this franchise, we got to talk to that boy. Like, he's one that I've talked to about it over the years.
Yeah, we probably should have brought him in for this episode, but he'll be another one. It's cool. Stick around. I'm sure this will bleed into another episode. You know what? We're probably going to have to do another episode of this anyway, so that's fine. We'll just bring him in for the next one.
Yeah, I fucking just ramble about Resident Evil. But you guys, let's switch gears real quick. You said, a narrator, that you didn't start really playing until, like, what, 2005, 2006, around then?
Yeah, my first Resident Evil game, or at least my first experience with Resident Evil. I should say my first experience with Resident Evil was the movies.
Oh my god! Okay, I did see it.
Yeah, which is not a great way to be introduced to the franchise, because it's a terrific franchise, but the movies are weak. Though I will say that Resident Evil Apocalypse has some enjoyment to it, just because Nemesis is in it, and Nemesis is probably one of the best villains in the entire franchise.
For sure.
I was going to say, Nemesis is like the only thing I know about Resident Evil, and I am deathly afraid of him. He's very scary.
Yeah, when we're playing Dead by Daylight, he comes around and just fucking slaps you in the face.
Oh my god, he charges up to you. There's just no escape. How are you supposed to get around him? He's a fucking wall.
Yes,
dressed in a garbage
bag. Which is the point.
Dressed in a garbage bag. So I do have a very brief aside about the movies, because they are unrelated and I think they should have their own episode. The last one came out and I did happen to see it, and the only reason why is because a friend of mine, we were going to go see a movie, and I wanted to go see like A Dog's Life or something like that, and then we got to the movie theater and we realized we're two dudes going to go see a movie together, and we're not in that kind of relationship, so it was like, shit, and we chickened out and went to see the last Resident Evil instead, the 7th one, and it's like, we have no idea. We should have just watched the dog movie. Oh my god!
I never even watched that movie. I think I stopped watching the Resident Evil movies around like 4 or 5. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, I stopped at 4.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're gonna watch a Resident Evil movie, watch the first 2. That's where they try to stick to the games loosely, and then it just falls apart from there. Like Resident Evil, the first one I think is the best. It's not the most true to a video game, but they tried.
Yeah,
they get the gold star for trying.
Yes, the participation trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. All right, but about the video games this time. Can we just,
Yes. So getting back to what the original question, my first experience with Resident Evil was 4. So a great way to be introduced to the franchise. I played that game over and over and over and over again from like age of 15 up until like I just turned 30. Like, I've played it over so many times. I love that game. It is pretty much perfect, save for the dialogue. But that's any Resident Evil game's got bad dialogue.
That was actually the game you were playing when I met you.
Exactly. Yes, I was playing Resident Evil 4.
Jesus.
And then the next one after that, I played it 5 and then 6, and then I stopped for a while because 6 was so bad.
Everybody.
6 was
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 6 was bad. 6 was really bad, except for I think Leon's campaign was okay.
That was the only one that was true to Resident Evil style gameplay.
Exactly. Yes.
I see.
I didn't come back to the franchise until 7 came out, and I got it on it was like $8, I think, or something. I picked it up used, and I'm like, whatever, I'll try it. I'm not super excited about playing The Hills Have Eyes, the game.
Yeah.
So, whatever, I'll give it a shot, and I adored it. 7 is so good.
7 is fucking amazing. 7 is a fucking... Not only is it a return to form for Resident Evil, but it was a re-envisioning of Resident Evil.
Okay.
Yes, it was brilliant.
Okay, so I have something to say about that. I did end up... I keep thinking, like, I have no experience with this game, and then I realize, oh, wait, I watched somebody play that game, and I didn't... Well, I probably disassociated for most of it, but still, I did see somebody play 7. I watched Square Cat, my very good friend, play it to completion, and I sat there the whole time thinking, I'm getting tired of these fucking incestuous little fuckers, and I don't care about their slimy booger people, and I don't know. Personally, I was not a big fan of 7. You know what? That's on me. You guys can crucify me on the Reddit. Just go find me on the Reddit. It's not important. Anyway, I'm just saying I don't know, dude. I did not like 7, but I did like 8. I liked parts of 8. I didn't see a whole lot of 8, but I did see enough. I saw the titties, and that was enough for me. I'm good. So, yeah, I don't know. My personal opinion is I have watched people play 1. I've seen people play 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8, and I just felt like 7 was a weird entry in my personal opinion, but I don't have a good informed one. So
I think you watched me play 8 when I was doing my speed run with no bullets.
I did. Oh, with the knife?
Yep, with the knife.
Yeah, just so we're clear for some context for anybody who's listening. Tythis loves 8 apparently, and he played the entire game with just the knife. And it was
4 hours. Under 4 hours, I did it too. And then
Jesus, that's impressive.
In the final boss area, I guess a stray bullet went somewhere, and I missed my achievement for beating the game with using only the knife, because there's a portion in the final fight where you have to use a gun.
That's so stupid, dude. That is so stupid. Ugh, but anyway.
Looking at Steam, according to this, I have over 42 hours clocked in Resident Evil 8.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The game's only like, what, 3 hours or something?
If you don't skip all the cutscenes and all that stuff, you're looking at about 6 to 8 hours.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that's not super long.
That's still several, iterations of that game.
I have run through this game a handful of fucking times already. Like I said, that one night I decided I'm just gonna speed run through this fucking game. Let's go.
So my question is then, what do you boys think about like each individual entry of the series? Like, how would you describe each one? How do we feel about 1?
Tythis, you go first.
They stopped being survival horror around 5.
Yeah, of course. Everybody always tells me that 5 is where they officially are like, all right, Resident Evil is now a joke. Enjoy.
Then they went full ham on that. This franchise is a fucking joke with Resident Evil 6. Yeah. And it was bad. 7 was, like I said, return to survival horror. And then 8 came along. Still survival horror, but we're going back into the run and gun kind of. Like I said, it's a nod to Resident Evil 4, and if you play Resident Evil 4 and 8, there are some extreme parallels.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, so how do you feel about 1? What is the groundbreaking Resident Evil, to the first in the franchise? Like, how does that feel to you? Is that good? Is that a good game?
I feel 2 is a better game. It's like they took the concept and polished it up better for Resident Evil 2.
I see. Okay. What about you, Narrator? What do you think?
I think 1 is dog shit.
I hope you know that I just peaked my audio for that. That fucking killed me. I was like, I know exactly what he's going to say, but I'm going to see whether or not he's going to be honest.
Yeah, no. I will applaud 1. I've watched the story and the playthrough, and it's a good story and it's fun, and I get why it launched a franchise. But having come to the game as someone who has never the only old Resident Evil game I've played to completion was 3. And I do like 3. I do really like 3, which I know it's not a lot of people's favorites from the pre third person shooter part of the franchise. Mm-hmm. But it's the only one I'd played. I played it to completion, and to be fair, I played it after high school, and most of the time I was inebriated, so I don't remember. But 1, coming back to it as a person who's never really played it, or at least is blacked out playing it, I fucking hated it. I can't stand the fixed camera angles. I get they're supposed to be scary, but between that and the chunky, uncomfortable controls, no.
Yeah. So I have something to say about that very briefly, which is just Resident Evil is one of those games that's very much a product of its era.
Absolutely.
Silent Hill is another one of those. Even Spyro, these games that get get remakes that are very true to the originals. they exist in their own time space, and because of that, when you try to translate them for a modern audience, when we have wiki guides, we have YouTube videos, we have friends, we have the internet to help us with all this stuff. You get stuck on a puzzle and you're just like, well, fuck, okay, let me just Google it right quick, or whatever. The longevity that you were supposed to get out of these games back in the day is just, it's so different. When you had nothing else to do except maybe go down to see a movie or something, you didn't have a phone and the technology in your pocket. Like it was a different kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean? And it feels weird. It feels weird because like now you see those like really obtuse puzzles as being you see it as sort of like a time waster. It's filler because I can just Google it and it's real fucking fast and it doesn't make any sense. But when you have nothing else but the game, all you have to do, you have to keep running around. You have to figure out why this makes sense with this, and you sort of, how do I say this? It sort of just works because you have to get more immersed in the world to figure out why X equals Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a sad confession.
Go ahead. Confess on me.
Gross.
Tell me your sins. Okay, well.
So, who all remember, like, this is going to show my age as well, but who all remembers those tip lines that you'd find in the back of the instruction manual of video games?
Oh my god, dude. Can we talk?
Yes.
That reminds me, go ahead.
Resident Evil 2 had one of those, and I remember being fucking stuck and sneaking to the phone at like 11 o'clock at night when my parents were asleep and calling the number.
No fucking way.
And trying to get help, and being confronted about that call was not fun.
Wait, hold on. Who confronted you? Did your parents confront you?
Oh yeah, 100%. When the phone bill came.
Dude. You're like,
because it would have charged you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they charge you per minute, and you have to spend time explaining where you're at in the game so they can help you.
I thought for sure that you were going to tell me, like, oh, your parents were like, oh, you fucking nerd, you're using help? Oh, come on, you couldn't beat the game by yourself? That's not my fucking, my purest son. You should have been able to beat Resident Evil in an hour. Come on. Oh, my God. That's really funny.
For that nostalgia feel, not just the tip line, y'all remember the fucking books you used to be able to buy that you can go out and, like I had one for Tomb Raider.
Bro, and the strategy guides.
Yes, the strategy guides.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, fun fact about this. This is completely off game, but I used to play Kingdom Hearts, and I had no idea what I was doing. I know. I know. We'll have a Kingdom Hearts episode, too. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
It'll be like 7, and Narrator's going to want to kill himself. But, no. So...
as a fan, I will want to.
I got stuck on this boss in Kingdom Hearts, right? And I would go to Books A Million to go buy to go look at the strategy guide. I probably went to that same Books A Million because I didn't want to buy the strategy guide because I didn't have any money for it. I would literally get stuck in a part, then that day go down to Books A Million, read how to do it in the strategy, then come back home, do it, and then get stuck and go back to the fucking Books A Million. I did that probably about 7 times because I was a child with no money. Oh my god,
you're not alone. I did the same kind of bullshit.
Oh
Same
my god.
Here.
I felt so bad. I did eventually buy the strategy guide, which, by the way, anybody who's seen the Kingdom Hearts strategy, the second one...
The artwork was fucking worth it for me.
I was just going to say the book is fucking giant, but yes. Anyway, this is off topic. Go ahead.
Before we continue, actually, I just want to add on to that. I have a story for you guys of just how desperate, for all of you out there that might not have had to deal with these kinds of strategy guides and tip lines and nonsense. There used to be a video store in my hometown called Jumbo Video. They used to give out free popcorn and shit. And I used to go in all the time because I was playing this game called Heart of Darkness, I think is what it was called.
Oh, okay.
I know Heart of Darkness.
Yeah. Great game. But I was playing that game and I couldn't figure it out and I didn't have a help guide. My family didn't have a computer. So I would go to the Jumbo Video and I would talk to the guy behind the counter.
Oh,
he was
no
like
way.
Yoda.
He just knows everything, right?
I just go in and be like, dude, how do I get past this part? And he'd be like, well, you need to do the following and write down steps for me. And then I'd go home with a bag of popcorn and finish my level with the game.
Oh my fucking god, dude. This is gonna get off topic, but did anybody else have friends that were like in high school or wherever, you're stuck in some kind of game and you're like, I don't know what to do about this part, and they're like, oh, you just gotta do X, Y, and Z, and they write it down for you or something like that. They tell you and you go home and you're just like, didn't fucking work at all, you piece of shit. You lied to me. Like, I used to get told stuff like that, and like Pokemon and stuff like that. They'd be like, oh, if you want to catch Rayquaza, you got to go beat the Elite Four 7 times, and then you go and do this, and he'll just appear. And I'm like, no fucking way, you're right. He'll do that. And I go home and be like, shit, that didn't fucking work.
Bold of you to assume I had friends.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Big mood. But anyway,
F in the chat, guys.
holy shit. F's in this pre-recorded chat, guys.
But no, like strategy, like the tip lines and strategy guides. I don't miss the tip lines, but I do miss strategy guides. Those were a lot of fun. I used to work at GameStop. I worked at GameStop for a very long time. And
do you guys remember when this was a Resident Evil video? Or
yeah. Well,
okay.
Well, this is
we'll circle back. It's cool.
We'll circle back. But yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Jeez.
You used to work at GameStop. Come on.
Yeah. Like whenever checking in shipment, I'd always go through the strategy guides, look through the collector's edition ones, just to look at the fucking primo art. Yeah, like the Final Fantasy.
Dude.
Jeezy crazy. Some of the best ones out there.
Yeah, dude, I used to love making art. I still do. I love drawing. And my mom, I remember the vivid memories of not letting me buy the Monster Hunter strategy guide because I loved the monsters inside, but because I didn't own the game. She'd be like, no, you don't own these games. Stop bringing these to me. You can't have them. And I'm like, but the art is so good. And she's like, I don't care. You're not going to play the game. Joke's on her. I now play fucking Monster Hunter all the time. Take that, Mom.
Stick it
Anyway, so yes, Resident Evil is a really strange franchise.
Very, very fucking strange. And the timeline is... Listen, the timeline... I can send these videos to you. If you want to watch the whole timeline from start to finish, it's about 14 hours. ...
Sure, bud.
I've watched this timeline at least twice.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ. So, is it all connected then? Does this all I've always wondered that, right? Does every Resident Evil take place in the same Raccoon City, or is this like a variation? You know, sometimes like Legend of Zelda has like its own thing going on, its own separate dimensions and whatnot. So
it is in the same universe. Raccoon City is essentially wiped off the face of the earth at the end of Resident Evil 3. Spoiler alert for a game that came out in 97, 98. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay, see, I feel like when we did it with Dune, you know, Dune is still in theaters, all right, at the time of recording this. If you haven't played Resident Evil 3 by now, but you're hankering to do it at some point, fucking go play it, you know? That's not our fault, okay? Anyway, go ahead. So 3...
3, yeah, is the end of Raccoon City. But then when you get into like 4, it's no longer the virus, it's now parasite, and
yeah, okay.
8 did a really great job tying everything together.
Okay.
I went through and read all of the files and all that shit in that game, and it really expanded upon the pre-established canon and tied it together very fucking nicely.
Okay. I like Narrator just going, I'm still not going to play it, but
Well, I am going to eventually play 8. I just want it to not be like $85, so...
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Jesus Christ, I could go on about how the price of AAA video games is just insane, but we're not going to do that right now.
Yeah, especially when the game is less than 8 hours. I did not pay for 8. I played a friend's copy of Resident Evil 8.
Hey man, it's like we always say, acquire it by any means necessary.
Exactly. No, instead I spent $60 on the Mass Effect trilogy again.
Oh my God. Oh, for fuck's sake. So, okay. Yeah, no, but I am curious about that, right? Because it's like, what is the situation with the parasites then versus the virus? Because I always knew, like, that the Umbrella Corp did something really crazy with the fucking virus, and suddenly everybody had it, and then suddenly we were doing parasites? So what's the deal? Is that explained at all, or...?
That's with the organization, which is Umbrella's...
I don't have time for another organization, dude. I'm sorry.
You have, like, 13 to deal with. But no, like... That's where it gets really muddled for me. It's like, okay, this is weird, but I see how you're trying to change pace.
Right. Well, I mean, when you basically are telling your audience, hey, we're done here with this whole thing, and then make more, like, how are you supposed to recover from that? You know, you wrote yourself into a pretty serious corner, and then we're like, nah, it's cool.
It's a lot of the like militaries using or trying to acquire BOWs or bioorganic weapons, and you know how militaries do and do shady shit.
Constantly.
And that's what the parasite is another form of like controlled super soldiers, essentially.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Weird.
Like Krauser from 4.
Yeah, because it was used to, like, if you had like the prime parasite, you could control all the other parasites.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Parasite Prime.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the prime parasite, as 4 dictates, turns you into a giant spider priest.
I fucking guess.
I'm sorry? Hey, can I get an elaboration on that one?
Osman Sadler is the villain of the game. And aside from the fact that he kills Louis Serra, who is Bay,
the best character of that fucking game.
Yeah, the best character of that game, kills him with his probably 25-foot demon wang.
Oh my! Ooh! All right, I'm gonna have to play this game. BRB, guys.
At the end of the game, he just tells Leon something along the lines of like, "This is not one of your American movies," and then turns into a giant, like, nightmare spider.
You're right. This is one of those Japanese movies.
I've seen this video and I know where it goes.
Oh yes, I have seen this hentai. I agree. I had to do a quick cursory Google search on this Osman Sadler guy, and I like that. Like 6 images in, he just turns into this fucking nightmare, just an absolute nightmare. I don't know anything about this guy, but he looks awful, and he's covered in eyeballs, which is not great.
So a stereotypical Resident Evil villain. Yeah, if you don't know where to hit the villain in Resident Evil, look for an eyeball or a glowy spot.
All right,
problem solved.
Jesus Christ!
Shoot him in the eye.
Ugh, lame. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. But you say 4 is good, huh? 4 is the last good one.
4 is
the best one.
4's like the best one.
One at a time. I'm only one man.
Which you can get on Steam or PlayStation for like $5 anymore.
Damn, okay, shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they just released it on VR too.
Oh my god, they're really milking it, eh?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, narrator?
Oh, I from what I've read, apparently, because they've been slowly re-releasing, like they were re-released, like they did the remake of 2, they did the remake of 3. I read somewhere that they're also doing a remake of 4.
Which I don't think is needed.
No, it's not. I mean, I would like another. I don't know if I don't necessarily need a graphical update of it. I think I'm done with those. Like if they release a PS5 port to it, I'm going to lose my mind because I know I'm going to buy it again. Like I just know I am.
Right.
I think they're banking on that too, though. Most games companies do that.
But yeah, no, like 2 and 3 needed the remakes. Honestly, they did. I think that the remakes are better.
Yes, I would have liked to have seen. I haven't played 3 in its entirety, but I know that from everything I've read, it's way too short.
It's super fucking short.
Like they cut out a big portion of 3, like the original 3, like something to do with the subway.
Yeah. So originally, the original Resident Evil 3 is super short as well because Resident Evil 3 is not supposed to be the 3rd installment. It is.
I'm sorry?
It is stuff that was cut out of Resident Evil 2. It's essentially a expansion to Resident Evil 2 because it takes place in the same time frame as Resident Evil 2. It happens like Resident Evil 3 happens a little bit before 2, during 2, and a little bit after 2. It shows the destruction of Raccoon City. Code Veronica X is actually supposed to be Resident Evil 3.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Okay.
So now I'm confused, right? Because Leon is the main character of several of these games, isn't he?
Yes.
So what's the deal with that? Why are they picking on this kid so much? And who's the one guy that's in 7? He's in 8 too, right?
Chris Redfield. Chris Redfield is the main character from Resident Evil 1, 5, and then he just appears in the franchise as like the expert on BOWs because he's been dealing with them for the better part of 30 fucking years.
I see. Okay.
He's also in 6 too.
Oh, that's right. He is in 6. I try not to think about 6.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, now you got me wondering about the rest of these fucking these games. I'm very interested in what the movie situation is going to be like.
Oh God!
The movies, that's a whole can of worms.
Oh, I hope not.
I would love to.
Oh fuck!
Just because they're so bad.
They're terrible. They're so bad. They're like Mystery Science Theater bad.
They're the reason that, like, the video game. A lot of people consider video game movies to just be a flawed, like
A fucking
like you
joke.
Can't, yeah, like you can't make a good video game movie because there's been so many bad ones, and almost all of them are exclusively Resident Evil movies.
Thanks, UA Ball. You dick.
Yeah, it's not just Yui Bowl. It's a Paul. No, it's an Anderson. One of the Andersons. Paul W.S. Anderson? Is that his name?
Maybe,
The one
I
that's
don't
married. I'll do a quick fact check in a moment.
Yeah, do that before we end the video, because let me be honest with you, bud. You don't want to get shit on the internet. You will.
I don't.
If you're wrong, trust me, they'll let you know.
know. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, okay, the character that I was referring to in 8 is Ethan.
Ethan.
Ethan's the main character.
Okay, Ethan shows up in 7. That's where he
Yes.
originates. They really don't like him and his hands. There's
I
a
noticed
lot
that.
of fucking hand trauma that goes on in those games, and I'm not about it.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about it either, honestly, because I'll be honest with you, I played a little bit of Outlast, and they do the same fucking thing there. They just take these fuckers' fingers. I don't know what that's about. Why they gotta be taking fingers?
What's up with
I don't
hand
get it.
horror? Why is that a trope these days in horror games?
Yeah. If it's not hand horror, it's fucking foot fetishes, and I'll be honest with you, man. Why?
Both
Just
are
We're
bad.
not
Why?
talking about Quentin Tarantino right now.
Leave my appendages alone, please, and thank you.
Oh my god. All right. But anyway, so yeah, so what exactly do you guys think about Ethan as a character? Is Ethan better or worse than the other characters that you've played as in the series, or
Before we continue, it is Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
okay,
All right.
thank you. Make sure that gets in. Edit that right after you ask if that's the person.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Ethan, I'm still on the fence about Ethan. I'm not really like super sold on Ethan as a character. He seems very vanilla, I guess is the best way to describe him. He
Okay. Now I have to say something, right? Because when exactly did the Resident Evil series jump from third person to first person?
7 is
Seven-
the first time that they did that, and that's when it became like it was a whole new thing, and you could not tell it was Resident Evil because it was very like there were very small nods to the original series.
Sure.
And then, like I said, 8 really ties those, like, okay, now I understand why this is connected to the series as a whole.
Oh, okay.
So they set things up in 7 to
Yes.
pay off in 8?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Because, like, I can't help but feel like maybe that's the reason why you might have difficulty getting to like Ethan, is because he is sort of supposed to be milquetoast because you are playing as him rather than, like, playing with him. Does
Right.
that make sense?
No, that
So-
makes sense.
Yeah, it's sort of strange that way. Some people think that works better, because it lets you get into their shoes a little bit better. It's just you. It's your character is you. But personally, if you're telling the story of a character who's got their own trials and tribulations going on in the world, I kind of wish, I could, know more about them, I guess. I wouldn't want to play as them directly. I'd want to play as them over the shoulder or, in a third person view or something. Or at least have the option to go third person.
That's probably why all the concept art you ever find of Ethan Winters, he doesn't have a face.
Yeah, what's up with that? Okay, I'm actually looking here, right? Because I typed in Ethan into Google, and yes, I got many different Ethans. I did type in his last name later, but I typed in Ethan, and most of the time his face is either it's obstructed, it's darkened, I don't get to see all of it. It's very odd. I've never seen a character played like this.
I believe that they're trying to put you in Ethan's shoes to make you feel like that you are Ethan, because Ethan is your everyday man.
I see. So, okay.
That's a classic storytelling trope as well. Like it's just a like they kind of paint him as like a bland character, so that way you can project yourself onto him. They do the same thing with, like, most movies do the same thing, so that
of
way
course.
you can follow the protagonist along. They're not always the best actor in the whole movie, but you can see yourself as them because they are an everyday normal person.
Now, I do have something to say about that, though, because it's like, from a story writing standpoint, I think that's a good idea. I think it's a weird take for the series, though, just given based the fact that I don't know this for certain, but it seems like a lot of these characters have real personalities. Like, they are, like, not necessarily believable people, but they are just rich with personality. Like, now, I know Jill is rich with butt, but, like, these other characters... Like, some of these other characters, like, I know people who are like, oh, Leon, he's the best character. I love him because of the XYZ. And Chris is his, oh my God, he's this and he's that. And I'm like, Okay, cool. So you're sort of setting up this precedent of these characters who have their own normal lives. They have their own thing. You don't interact with that at all. You just take them through their story, you know?
So we talk shit about the live action movies of Resident Evil, but
briefly.
But when you go to the animated films, or the CGI films,
those
Hold
ones.
on, what?
Yeah, there are CGI films which are in that timeline I was telling you about, where they go over those whole things.
And those are actually tied to the games. Those actually really flesh out the characters, such as Leon, Claire, Chris, and like Chris goes through some fucking shit. Of like,
oh my God.
He goes through some massive PTSD of like
Losing his squad and his
soldiers, and just it fucks with him.
Okay, so it's interesting you say that, because I had to Google this right now. I had no fucking idea if this was real or not. I am looking at this. That actually explains a lot why every time I see Leon, he's just fucking angry. He's got the scowliest scowl I've ever seen on a man. And it's always Leon. I've never seen him have any other emotion. But that explains a lot, you know?
When you look at most of like the animated films, and I think Netflix even just did a new CGI like 4-episode series, and it also covers more of Leon. It's like right after the events of Resident Evil 4 too. That's where it slips into the timeline.
Mm-hmm. So a brief aside, I do have to say this. I know it's not related, but for the longest time, I thought Umbrella Academy was related to Resident Evil. I was very upset when it wasn't, because I was like, oh, this is cool. This is like maybe related in some way. Maybe they talk about how Umbrella did what it did. No, not related at all.
Nope.
Biggest disappointment of my life, and I haven't even seen the series. So anyway, yeah, it's back on topic.
One of the series of animated movies that tie into the games, my favorite is still Resident Evil. Was it Degeneration?
Degeneration was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's the first one that's got Jill and not Jill. Forgive me, all the Resident Evil fans that are out there. It's who the two of them that are. It's Leon and
Claire. It's like them reuniting for the first time since like Raccoon City.
Yes, exactly, and it's so good because it's just like a plane crashes and it's full of zombies and they're all stuck in the airport, and it's very claustrophobic, and I like that.
Yeah, Degeneration was an awesome movie.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm looking at this here, and apparently, like, the first one that came out was Degeneration, and every time they released a new one, it was actually like a prequel. So it's a prequel, then a prequel, then a prequel.
They fit it into the timeline wherever they can, and like, okay, we can tell a story that happens in these years.
So strange. Okay, whatever. But anyway, back to the topic of like the games. So, what do you got for me, buddy? Tell me more. Can you tell me anything at all? I wish I could contribute. I really wish I could. I have nothing.
If you really want to get your toes wet, the remakes. Honestly, the remakes are really good. They're fun to play and well done. They have great replay value, because I know, especially Resident Evil 2 remake, there's Leon A, Leon B, Claire A, Claire B. So there's essentially 4 different stories, because there's like minor alterations in each one of like how things happen in the police department when you're going through the story. And to get the final ending, you gotta beat both A and B scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I am kind of curious, because there are other characters that I know of, but I don't know anything about them. Like Ada Wong, like who is that?
Ada is another whole bag of fucking worms who is very tied closely to Leon. She shows up in Resident Evil 2 as a FBI agent, where she's actually a member of the organization trying to get the virus from Umbrella so they can use it, and she uses Leon, and they have a very, how do I describe their relationship, because they have the hots for each other but are constantly using each other.
Yeah, their relationship is literally defined by the words sexual tension.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sometimes more tension than sexual, which is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen people play that, and they're like, I'm playing Resident Evil. I'm like, well, who the fuck is this then? So, yeah, I've just been wondering, because like it seems, I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like Resident Evil loves its side characters. Like, it really loves those other characters that sort of fit in. Like, there's the main characters, and then there's the main enemies, and then there's these other characters who are just sort of lingering, and they sort of do things, they say things, and you don't really know their whole picture until you're like, actually, like, I don't know, diving deep, I guess. I don't know. It's sort of strange. Is that true?
That is absolutely true.
to really, honestly, I hate to tell people this, but it's the truth. To really appreciate this series for what it is, you have to deep dive.
Yeah.
Deep dive. Now, okay, I do have to say there is something to be said about that. I personally love games like Dark Souls and Sekiro. Of course, you guys know me. I love Sekiro. But what I love about From Software is they will tell you a story. And yes, you might be able to get the ending, just by playing the game. But if you want to know what's going on with this world, you got to read the books that are on the floors. You gotta fucking read the scraps of paper.
They're very lore heavy.
You gotta go looking. Yeah, you gotta go looking for it. They don't just put it in your face, though. You know what I mean?
No, they don't. And I appreciate that as a storytelling technique in video games, especially.
Yeah, it's good, right? So, are there any other characters in the series who are like memorable, like Ada Wong, I guess?
Oh God, there's the whole
Wesker family.
Oh, Wesker.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me more? Because I don't even know who the fuck we're talking about.
Albert
Wesker's a
Wesker
dick.
is a dickhead, and he is the sole antagonist, honestly, for
5 games.
5 games,
5 or
6 games. Like the main story, like the numbered iterations of Resident Evil for the first 5 games. But like I said, if you deep dive, he is a huge problem in the franchise. Like he starts with Umbrella, goes to the organization, does his own thing, and just like he wants it all.
He wants it all. Okay, what exactly is all though? Like, what is he after?
Essentially, easiest way, world domination.
Yeah,
What the
like
fuck, dude?
classic like evil dude trope. He wants the world.
That is okay. I didn't think we were doing that trope anymore. All right, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. So, I don't know, dude. That's a really good. So, if in a world where we have so many different characters who have just an absolute treasure trove of motives, no matter whether they're good or bad or neutral for themselves or for the greater good, it always seems like we are always reinventing the wheel. And I think it's been a very long time since we had a character who's just like, I'm evil to be evil.
Albert Wesker.
So
Yes.
that is so strange. That's just like whoa. Interesting.
Actually,
okay.
Talking
Yes.
about Wesker too actually opens up a new door, and I'm going to pose a question to you guys.
Yes.
Worst character in the franchise. Who do you think it is? Personally, I think it's Ashley from
Ashley is fucking
Graham from
awful,
4.
but Steve from Code Veronica is fucking terrible too.
Oh yeah.
Well, mine is Ethan because he kills the big titty goth girl. So, sorry. I think, anyway. That's what I've been told. I don't know. I think he does that. Is that true?
Yeah, you kill her.
Okay, cool. The spoilers, I guess. I don't know. Game's been out for a minute. You've had long enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. No, I don't know, because it's like I do like Chris. I will be honest with you. I do enjoy
That
Chris.
boulder punching freak.
Dude, okay.
Some bicep with legs.
So I have something to say about that. I was telling a friend, hey, I'm going to go play Resident Evil 5. And they said, okay, enjoy punching that boulder. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I didn't know what that meant until literally somebody explained it to me, because I didn't realize that's like the end, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the end of the 5th game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't stomach that whole game. I do apologize, but I could not
you
play
don't
it
need
all.
to apologize.
Okay, good. Not to you guys. I do have to apologize to the internet, because there will be somebody who comes up and goes, hey, that was my favorite game. So
Choose better.
choose. Oh my! Really divisive this episode. I didn't think we were. Didn't think we had the following yet to really be doing that. But okay.
That was cold. Way to alienate our fan base.
It's okay. It's okay. They'll come back. They always come back.
All 3 of us. We're the fans. We're the only people
Yeah.
here.
Hey, dude, I'm having a great time. I don't need my fans. I love my fans, but I don't need them. Oh my god. So okay, anything else that you guys feel like you must bring up? Any talking points about Resident Evil? Anything that you guys just feel like, oh, I love this about the series, or I hate this about the series? Thoughts?
Resident Evil is the reason I don't trust dead bodies in any fucking video game. If there is a dead
Absolutely
body
not.
and I have ammo or something I make sure that nope, it gets 1, maybe 2,
Yeah,
or a stomp.
At least cut the head off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say Resident Evil is the reason that I check every nook and cranny in a game now.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Because you like the Resident Evil 4, if you don't find all the treasure, you can't go back and get it sometimes.
Oh, no thanks. No thanks.
Yeah,
So I
that's
do have a
pretty
question.
fucking awful.
Yeah.
So I do have a question that I've been thinking about for the longest time. What is the deal with the green plant and the red plant, and what plant is this? Like, what is it? What is the fucking deal with this? Does anybody
It's the
actually have
herb.
an answer?
They're
Sure,
the
but, like,
herbs. That's it.
Yeah, they're herbs. They give you health. They are how you survive.
Okay, so what do? Just like you rip the leaves off and eat them, or like what? Is it ever explained why they have healing properties?
Absolutely
or
not.
anything?
Every game kind of gives a vague explanation. They're just like, the green herb, if crushed up, has medicinal purposes. The end.
Blue herb
Okay.
is like an antidote to poison, I think.
Yeah, all poisons. Every poison.
Wow, that's a good herb.
Do you have ink poisoning? Blue herb. Have you been bitten by a cobra? Blue herb.
I've got bullet poisoning. I've been shot.
Well, I'll tell
That's
you what.
green
There's a
herb.
blue herb for that.
That's green herb.
Oh my.
Green herb
my
is
God.
for
Okay, what
bullets.
And
So what
then
about the red herb?
red herb just makes the green herb work better.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh my
then you
god,
mix-
it's basically a mixer.
Then you mix red, yellow, and green for like max health.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, did you say yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yellow?
Yep.
Plant? Yellow?
Only used
herb.
to mix with the others. That's it.
Yeah. You can't mix it yellow and red. That'll kill you. I mean, I'm sure you can't. You actually can mix them together, but you can't take them. Probably because it will kill you. I'm sure there's lore about that somewhere. Or if there's not, then there should be.
So I just frantically typed in yellow herb plant and forgot to put in Resident Evil. And next thing I knew, I was looking at dandelions. So I found it, guys.
You did it.
Anyway.
Awesome.
No.
Wow.
So does anybody have any points, like I said, that they really just feel like the game did really well, something that is just really good? How's the pacing? You know,
Depends on the game.
what's up?
Really
Yeah.
depends on the game.
Okay, but no thoughts, boys.
It's an iconic series. It really defined a genre, and I recommend playing it because I enjoy them. But I know that they're not for fucking everybody.
Agreed.
Now, I do have a question now. If you were to say recommending a game to me, which one would you recommend to
4.
start with?
Yeah,
Four?
100%.
4 or the remakes.
Or the remakes? So would you start with a remake of 1 then?
No,
Or
I would skip straight to 2.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
2 remake.
I can confirm
there-
this.
is there any actual relationship between 1 and 2 besides like some characters recurring?
It continues the story, but other than that, like, because the events of Resident Evil 2 are a couple months after the Arclay Mountain incident in the Spencer Mansion.
I see. Okay. Because I didn't know. Because sometimes with sequels, it's like, yeah, who are these characters? They're talking like they know each other, but I don't know who they are. And then they're talking about whatever.
Claire, one of the characters you play, it's Claire Redfield. That is Chris Redfield's little sister, and she's looking for Chris.
Really?
Her whole point of being in Raccoon City is looking for Chris, and that's why she ends up at Raccoon Police Department.
I see. Interesting. No wonder she's a fucking badass. She's related to Chris.
Oh,
I
she
did
is
look
so fucking whiny in the beginning.
Okay, that's fine. Most people who are in the beginning stages of an apocalypse are usually pretty whiny. Not gonna lie, bud. But, that's neither here nor there, I guess.
Like on that front, like look at how much Joel from The Last of Us complains for the first few minutes of the game before his daughter
God,
gets.
dude.
That is something that's a whole episode that I can go on a fucking rant about.
Another
Yeah,
game I've never played.
Oh man, The Last of Us is top tier fucking storytelling.
I'd say
we.
that's a
What?
whole other argument for another day. I'm like, if I start, I'm not going to stop.
Exactly. So let's just kill it there on that one.
Okay, well, I was going to say we're already quite a ways in. If you guys want to start wrapping up,
Yeah. This.
Do you wanna-
Yeah. Let's close this out.
Any closing statements about the game?
I'd like to give a hot take before we wrap it up.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Hit me.
All right.
Extra
Now,
sriracha.
hear me out. Resident Evil 6, as bad as it is, the one thing it does well is the intersecting stories.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you that one. Like how even the shitty stories that are told, the way that they intersect together is pretty good.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
I still
know.
think Leon's story is still, for the most part, a highlight of the game. It makes the game, I'd say it makes the game worth getting.
It's also the shortest.
It is the shortest because they know it's the best and they don't want you to enjoy the game. So
Oh my god. Okay.
yeah, I think his campaign is the reason to get the game if it's on sale on Steam or PlayStation Store, or if you happen to be at a Goodwill and see one of the dozens of copies that people purchased and then just said, oh no, and then got rid of them. I recommend try it.
Try it, huh?
Yeah, at least try it once. Like just for the intersecting story and for Leon's campaign.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you still say 4 is where you start.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I say start at 1 because I don't know any better.
But I think this train wreck is coming to a close for today.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but there's another train on the tracks. It's actually coming straight for us.
Ah,
so
shit. Again?
Look, I'm sorry. That's what happens. That's the train wreck part, okay? The Technicolor is when we... Well, I guess I was never really explained. It doesn't matter. Look, there's another train coming, all right, guys? All right. Yes?
I guess we should do our plugs. We are all members of Team Integral on Twitch. You can find us at twitch.tv/Team Integral. We also have our Discord.
It will be attached somewhere.
It'll be attached somewhere in the description of this episode, as in is the rest of our episodes. I am Tythis. You can find me at twitch.tv/Tythis. TYTHIS.
Yeah, and I am Fishboy, apparently. I also stream, or something, at Fishboy Streams, FISHBOI Streams, also on Twitch, so https:// you know, the whole thing. And, yeah.
And I am the narrator, and you can find me at twitch.tv/IamThe_narrator. Don't ever ask me to play Resident Evil 1, because I won't.
Oh my god.
Unless you have someone redeem Change My Game.
Quick,
I'm deleting
everybody.
it off my console.
No. Oh my god. He's that serious about it. He doesn't want it anywhere near his shit. Last thing that we need to mention is that we do also have a Reddit, guys. We have a Reddit. It is reddit.com/r/Technicolor Trainwreck, one word, and you can go there to talk about all the things that we talk about and more. You can go talk to like-minded individuals and leave suggestions for what you want to see us talk about next. So, yeah. I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think that's...
You want to get off?
Yeah. Oh,
you guys want...
Are you promising me a good time?
Oh my fucking god, I'm getting off this train before it fucking crashes. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'll see you guys in the next car.